Hello, ladies and gents, and welcome to our last normal week of class before finals week. We're almost done, guys. Check this out. Here's where we are. Here's finals week. Here's where we are. Here's finals week. We're almost there. We're like just so close to freedom. So hang in there, guys. I know this last push is the worst, but we're so close. This week, we get to finish up some fun reading and then get ready for the final. Woohoo! So let's take a look at our postmodernism character assignment real quick here. So what we're doing is breaking down some characters here real quick, and I've got some fun personality traits to help you with this. But if we take a look at our documents here, they really help us understand the assignment in more depth. So the postmodern character collage sounds exciting. For this assignment, you're going to make a collage or a collection of images for one character of any of our postmodernism readings, beginning with O'Connor. So you can use short stories or novel excerpts. We want to get a character that has some meat to it, which is kind of difficult to get in a poem. So that's why they're not on the list here. But goodness gracious, couldn't you do some fun things with any of the O'Connor characters or Tim O'Brien's characters? You could, of course, make a beautiful collage of the things they carried, right? We've got a lot to work with here. So I hope you find a character you can identify with well enough to complete an assignment like this. So we're going to be looking for a couple different things in this assignment. First of all, we're looking for images because it's a collage. So we want at least 4 images. They can be pictures, they can be drawings that you made, they can be memes, they can be anything. And for the purpose of this assignment, you don't really have to worry about citing it, so don't worry about it. And we want to really focus on more existential traits as opposed to literal traits. So personality traits as opposed to physical traits. So don't just if they've made a movie of the thing we're looking at, don't just copy and paste a million pictures of the actor who plays the person. That's not what we're looking for. You can also use some quotations. We want at least 2 quotations from the story as a part of this collage. So think about some very pithy remarks, maybe where there's some irony or some humor that you're enjoying, maybe something that's particularly emotionally impactful, or something that you feel really wraps up the idea of this character, who they are and what motivates them. All of those would be great things to choose here. And then explanations, because it's nice to see kind of what went on in your brain as you created something like this. So after you've got your beautiful collage, I just want a little paragraph after it. Doesn't even have to be a full paragraph, 4 to 5 sentences is fine. Telling me what the quote reveals about the character, why you decided to use these quotes in these particular images. We don't want vague stuff like, it's a nice quote and it made me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. No, we want it to be a little bit more specific. I was talking to a fellow colleague the other day, and she said that she was very qualified to teach literature because she always overthinks things, in life. That's basically what literature is. It's overthinking stuff. So overthink your explanations, right? Don't just write, he's nice, right? Overthink it. Tell me more about it. Analyze it. Go into detail. All that good stuff. For the formatting, put your character name at the top so I don't have to try and guess who it is. I am very good at guessing, but it's better if you tell me right off the bat. So go ahead and put the character name there. And then combine the images, make it beautiful, make it look awesome. You're going to turn it in as a doc. Remember, Canvas hates pages for whatever reason. So please make sure to not use pages. And it's actually March 15th, because today is the 15th, not the 16th. Whoopsie daisy. And then grading, I'm going to be grading based on a rubric, which I'll attach to the prompt so you can see how everything goes down. And you can earn up to 10 extra credit points, which is very exciting, especially as we get to the end of the quarter, right? So you can earn up to 10 extra credit points for including a physical characteristic group, an image, 2 quotes, and an explanation, in addition to the more metaphorical qualities like personality qualities. So we've got some fun examples here with Albus Dumbledore and Obama winking. So we've got some fun stuff here you can work with. as we go through this assignment. So this is part of it. That is the collage. You don't have to worry about an annotated bibliography. That's for a different class. And then we've got our character interview. So this is a 2-part assignment. The character interview is also super fun. It's fun to work with characters in a new and different way, right? So choose a character from one of the postmodernist works. It helps to do a short story or a novel excerpt because then we have details to work with. And then I want you to imagine that you were interviewing one of the characters, want at least 3 questions, probably more, but at least 3 questions you would ask the character. And then I want you to write the response while you're in character. So pretend you are this person and react the way that you think they would to your questions. The total length of all the responses should be at least 12 sentences. So no yes, no questions. Like, we want more information, right? Like a real interview. Think about like when Oprah interviews people. People don't just say, yes, Oprah, and leave it at that, right? They're like, yes, Oprah, I had this traumatic experience when I went to buy a ice cream cone and it fell off and hit the ground and I blah, 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 right? So they talk for a long time. Basically, that's what you want to do in character as you answer your interview questions. Here is the information, how it should be scripted. You're going to have your interviewer question, your character response, and the interviewer reacting to it. Make it feel kind of real. So pretend you're on a talk show, and this is how it's going to go down, and you're talking to your character. Grading criteria, you're going to need to demonstrate an understanding of the text, and that happens when you pretend to be the character and react the way that they would react. We want to have some critical thinking in there. We're following the instructions, and we want to make sure we're proofreading. And for extra credit points, because it's the end of the quarter and we really like those, add visual images to accompany each question. And in your 2 paragraphs of explanation, include why the images help. We can have in-text citations, so here's how you would go about doing that. And then here's some common errors people make. So do's and don'ts of incorporating quotes. I've got some helpful information there that kind of helps you format and get all the points in that category. So that's how that assignment's going to come together. So many fun things to work on this week. You can also take a look at personality traits. There's negative and positive ones. So as you're thinking about your character and who they are, both in the collage and in the interview, some of these words might be helpful when you want to describe the person or the way that they're reacting. So lots of good stuff there. We also have some great readings this week. We're going to be working with Sexton Sylvia's Death and Starry Night. You get to read Spiegelman's Mouse. Not all of it, obviously, but a short excerpt. And then we're going to start reviewing for the final exam. Woohoo! And as you're reading Spiegelman's Mouse excerpts, I'll post a PowerPoint later, but if you enjoy that piece, we have multiple books that you can check out from the library if you're interested in that. It is a very heavy piece. Normally when we think in terms of cartoons, we often think light and happy, but Spiegelman's graphic novels are about the Holocaust, which of course is a heartbreaking historical event where over 6 million Jews lost their lives because of Hitler and his horrible Nazi ideas. So sad content, really fabulous work though in the form of a graphic novel. So interesting stuff. I am going to post a PowerPoint on Wednesday about this, so you've got more information. But oftentimes there is a reaction to the graphic novel that maybe it's not a real piece of literature, you know? But we're finding more and more as we analyze literature and analyze how audiences react to it, that graphic novels communicate ideas in a new and different way, but they are equally as effective at communicating those ideas as a more traditional text. So you'll see books like Frankenstein turned into a graphic novel, and they're highly effective and very interesting that way, which is cool. I've taught a class with Dracula as a graphic novel. And there are, of course, very famous graphic novels like the Watchmen ones that got turned into a movie and also a television show. If you like any Marvel or DC comics or movies, they've made a huge impact on our culture as well. So a really interesting and emerging form of literature that we get to spend some time with this week. So on Wednesday, we're going to have a PowerPoint recorded lecture that talks about that as well. Then we're going to review for the final exam, and you've got some optional writing assignments if you're looking for a little extra credit too. So if we go into our class, I know I try and keep these videos short, and now I'm talking and talking, but I'm going to go faster as we go into the class. If you go into our modules tab and just scroll down to Postmodernism, we have some helpful study guides here. So you can look at the Postmodernism study guide, just like we had a study guide for our midterm final or our midterm exam. We also have a study guide for this as well. So just scroll through, very similar to how the other one was structured. Each piece has the theme, what's it about, and the techniques, how they went about accomplishing that theme. So you're going to want to go through, note the choices that people made, and jot that down so you'll be ready for our final exam. And that's about it. We're almost done. We're almost to the end, guys. So hang in there, keep up the good work, reach out with any questions, and we'll talk soon.